or evening as it may be. Yes, what I have in my hands is the Satin Edition ES335. I've had this for a few weeks now, and I have to say I'm really pleased that I did finally go ahead and get one. I have been wanting one of these all my life, but for you guys who have also been in search of one of these, you know that it does not come cheap. And so I finally went through Sweetwater and, did like most of you folks and uh, what we call buy on time or finance. And I went with 36 months free interest. Uh, and you can check that out for yourself. I'm not going to waste a lot of time about that. But on the Satin Edition ES335, it is their least expensive model, and but to me, it is probably one of the favorites of mine because it is a satin finish, and you're not going to have to worry a whole heck of a lot about what you're going to do to that finish. A high gloss nitrocellulose finish is really soft and it's real easy to even take your fingernails and scratch it. So I was real happy to do this and plus save a few extra bucks. It has the T humbucking pickups or top as you would prefer. Those are kind of known for more of a vintage tone, and a lot of guys will look for these particular style pickups. I can see why. I used to own several Epiphone 335 dots, dot deluxe, and on the great guitars, not knocking Epiphone, but the pickups are much different when you listen to those versus these. There is not that real heavy bass response like you get with a normal Alnico pickup. Uh, this guitar also is a rosewood fretboard. Has the creamy binding on it all the way around. Uh, Very similar to the Alvin Lee style guitar. And that was really what I was looking for. Maple top and back and poplar. The center block is maple as well. Has deluxe tuners. And of course, the top hat controls tone and volume. I've already played you a little bit with the bridge pickup. I mean, not bridge, but excuse me, the neck pickup. Here's what it sounds like. Now, I'm running through my Princeton reverb with a 12-inch Eminence speaker. Uh, and I will have to say that it does not have that real heavy bass response that you would expect. Everything is pretty much blended. You don't have a very muddy sound, as a lot of guys call it. But I don't know why they call it mud, but it's very rich. We'll go to the middle position where it is the bridge and the neck, and you'll notice it's kind of crisp sounding. And we'll go down to the bridge as well. Anyway, it's just a really good sound. Before I forget, I will leave in the description box a link to uh, the specs on the guitar, as well as the specs on the pickups and so forth, and so you can get some information about it. This guitar And the next level up will also have the T style pickups. Once you get on up there, then you get to more of a custom winding and so forth. Now, the Gibson website will say, and Sweetwater's also will say that the frets are plecked and that they are medium jumbo. They are indeed that, but I did go ahead and have Sweetwater pleck it again because um, if you're not familiar with what plecking does, let me explain that real quick. It basically measures the height of all of the frets. If you have any that are taller or whatever, it will file them down to where all the frets are equal, and then they buff it out and so forth. But they don't necessarily do a setup. That's really all they do to it. Now, Sweetwater, if you ask them to pleck it, they will do a setup. And you need to be very specific on how far away from the neck you want the strings. They'll ask you what type of music that you play. You can tell them that, but I would be more specific on the string height off of the neck, both at the nut and at the 12th fret. The other thing that you'll want to know is they'll ask you what strings you want. You'll have to buy 2 sets. You don't have to buy 2 sets, but that's part of the deal. And they will work with you on the price of your guitar and the plecking if you want it. You just have to ask for it. I did. I don't get any special deals. So just be sure and, ask to get the best deal you can, and they will. They're great people, and you've always got great tech service with them. But it does have a little beefier neck on it. It's the C style neck. It has a very nice satin finish on the back of the neck. And I'm going to move this mic out of the way so you can see some of this. There you go. Now, you've heard a little bit about the guitar. There's a lot of other demos I'm sure you can find that will go through more of what it's going to sound like with overdrive and all of that. And I could do all of that, but the bottom line is if it sounds good, clean, it will sound good with overdrive. You can throw fuzz and distortion at anything all day long. The other thing I'll tell you, I don't have any problem with tuning. The guitar stays in tune. I've got a gold top Les Paul that, I've never had any problems with tuning on that. Usually guys that complain about that is because they've had some sort of other problem and they just don't like dealing with Gibson. I love Gibson guitars. I basically play primarily a Fender, but when I do recordings where I need something with a little more of a bluesy, old B.B. King style tone, I'll pick one of these up. Anyway, it's a great guitar. Now then, the bottom line is can you buy a guitar that will sound as good? And of course you can. And pay a whole lot less to do it. The quality is what I was wanting, and as well as the sound. But you can buy a guitar that won't have quite the quality. It'll be a good guitar and it'll sound great, and it will be made well. It just might not have all of the furnishings this one will. But that's really up to you and your ears to decide. This is what I wanted all my life, and so I got it. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Be sure and tell your friends, and thank you for dropping by. and give someone the gift of music. They'll appreciate you for it. Thanks and have a great day.